Okay, welcome to the Sunday market breakdown hosted by www.authortrade.ai. In this breakdown, we're going to be going over the same four charts that we broke down last week, and that's going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and Dogecoin. First, we're going to jump into Bitcoin here. Let's just take a look at the weekly chart, and we're going to see how Bitcoin finished up the week. So last week, we were kind of indecisive with Bitcoin. We weren't necessarily sure which way Bitcoin was going to go. We did end up getting a break of the support right here. And we were looking for that support to hold as resistance, which we didn't end up actually getting. So we're right back in the range here with Bitcoin, and it's not something that we're going to want to trade per se for any sort of long-term position. That being said, we drop down into the daily chart. What we can see here is it does look poised for a buy. So we would be looking for Bitcoin to come down, test this low right here before turning around and reaching top of the range. Get the drawing tool out here. So we'd be looking for Bitcoin to come down to about here before making its way up to first targets right here, and then eventually testing the top of the range here. So for this week, we are looking for Bitcoin to be a bit more bullish just because we broke back into the range and we couldn't continue on with bearish pressure. So for the week, we're looking at Bitcoin to be a bullish week for Bitcoin, and we'd be looking for intraday support to be found here before turning around and going bullish there. Next, we're going to take a peek at Ethereum. So Ethereum was able to break out of its range, but then it broke right back down into the range. Let's get this drawing tool off here. So the biggest thing with Ethereum that we're looking at right now is that as long as we're in this range, we really have nowhere that we're looking for Ethereum to go. I need to see Ethereum at least break back out above this range or break down below the range, retest it, find some resistance before continuing lower, which would be we'd have to see something along the lines of push down, push back up into it, finds support, turns into resistance before continuing down. As it sits right now, we're not looking for a position on Ethereum this week just because we're sideways and well within that range. Really not worth it for us to take the risk. If we look at the weekly chart is very, very bearish, but we are sitting at strong weekly support. So realistically, until we break this range, either to the bullish side or the bearish side, we're not really looking to get involved with anything with Ethereum for the time being. Let's go into Ripple here, and let's see how Ripple is looking. So on the weekly chart, like Ripple is definitely looking bearish to come down and test these lows right here. The only concern that we have with Ripple at the moment is that Ripple already tested these lows and showed rejection. So if we come back down to these lows again, we would be looking for Ripple to pretty much continue on bearish and potentially test these lows to grab a little bit of liquidity. For the week, though, I mean, if we look at the daily chart on the week is, get these lines out of here. So daily chart on the week to us is looking bearish. The only issue that we are seeing is that, okay, we're testing a daily fair value gap here. The problem is that's a little bit of a weaker gap because we made a fair value gap right here going right into it. So this gap may not hold and selling pressure may not be sustained, which would make sense after this large rejection here. So we're still bearish on the week for Ripple, and these are going to be our targets. First targets are going to be these lows right here. Next targets are going to be this low support area right here, and then finally these lows from the previous test of that support right there. So outlook for the week on Ripple is bearish. We are looking to continue to the downside with Ripple here. Let's take a look at Dogecoin, see how Dogecoin is looking. So Dogecoin came back down into support here after making a strong rush off of support, and we were looking to see the bullish momentum continue. Obviously we didn't get that. We pushed back down into support with some fairly decent momentum, almost counteracting all of that bullish momentum. So with Ripple, initially we were thinking that support will hold and we'll be looking to the long side. But now if we're looking at Ripple on the daily chart here, I think we would actually be looking for Ripple to continue on bearish. And the reasoning for that is because, look, we pushed off of this support and we created a really nice, strong fair value gap with momentum. The problem becomes when we came back down into support, printing bearish fair value gaps with momentum down. That's telling me that momentum is actually more to the downside, and this may have been just a liquidity grab. So we would be looking for Ripple to actually come back up, test this fair value gap, this previous area, look for it to hold as a resistance and continue on bearish. So our look for the week on Ripple, if we are able to get this pullback, is actually going to be bearish. We're not looking to buy we're not looking to buy Dogecoin right now. We're looking very bearish on Dogecoin. And these would be our targets here, targeting previous lows. First target being here, right at 0.07. Second target being here at 0.065. Third target being here at 0.057. I don't think we'll reach them this week. The only one that really we'd be looking to reach this week most likely would be the 0.07 level there. And if we do get down to that level and we bust right through it, there's really not a whole lot standing in our way. So the outlook for the week is bearish on Dogecoin. So that does it for our Sunday market breakdown. If there's any cryptocurrencies that you would like us to go over, make sure you mention them in the comments below, and we'll definitely put the charts up. We'll go over the charts. We'll see how the chart's looking for the week. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. And if you're looking to start trading cryptocurrency with fast execution and low rates, visit www.autotrade.ai to get started. Thanks.